The Washington Wizards just won the lottery, and now the craziest debate has already started. Should they actually trade the number one pick? Some reports are saying that the front office is at least opening to listening to offers. And one of the biggest hypothetical deals floating around involves the Utah Jazz moving to number one, while the Washington drops to number two and gains extra assets. Unless Utah is basically offering their entire future, the Wizards should hang up the phone immediately. The Wizards finally did it. After years of losing seasons, failed rebuilds, and being stuck in NBA purgatory, Washington landed the number one pick in the 2026 NBA draft. And this is not just any draft. This draft has the potential to completely change the franchise. We're talking about prospects like AJ Dybala, Darren Peterson, and Cam Boozer. Players scouts believe could be future superstars and eventually the face of the league. So naturally, when reports started coming out that the Wizards are at least open and trading down, fans lost their mind. And honestly, I get both sides because there is logic behind listening to offers, but there's also a huge risk in getting too smart and overthinking the opportunity sitting right in front of you. Now, according to reports, Wizards president Michael Winger is not treating this pick like a savior moment. And that mindset actually makes sense. One player alone usually doesn't fix a franchise. The Wizards still need more depth, defense, and more shooting and overall roster balance. If a team like Utah comes in offering multiple first-round picks, young players, and future flexibility, the Wizards have to at least listen, because rebuilding is about stacking assets, and the Wizards and the Jazz are just one of the few teams in the league that can actually have the draft capital to make something insane happen. They own multiple future picks, extra swaps, and valuable assets from previous trades. So from Washington's perspective, the argument would be, why take one elite player when we can get another top prospect plus future assets? That sounds smart on paper. I've seen ideas going around that the Utah offers Ace Bailey and the second pick. In my personal opinion, why would you do this trade for Ace Bailey when you can just take AJ Dybala, the better wing, in my honest opinion? The Wizards cannot overthink this. You tank for years hoping to land a franchise-changing players. You do not finally win the lottery just to move backwards unless the offer is absolutely ridiculous. This isn't a weak draft where there's no clear top talent. This draft has legitimate franchise-level prospects. AJ Dybala has been hyped for years as a possible future superstar because of his size, shot creation, athleticism, and two-way upside. Darren Peterson looks like the modern NBA lead guard with elite scoring ability and confidence. And Cam Boozer brings star power, IQ, and a polished all-around game. These are not solid starters. These are players who can define the next era of your franchise. And honestly, Washington desperately needs that guy, not another collection of good assets. A real superstar changes everything. Ticket sales, national attendance, free agency appeal, culture, and belief. Fans in Washington have sat through the rebuild after rebuild with no true direction. Winning this lottery finally gives them hope. Trading away the chance to draft a potential superstar would be incredibly dangerous, especially if the player becomes elite somewhere else. Because the Wizards trade down and AJ Dybala turns into a top 5 player in the NBA, while Washington ends up with solid depth, that trade will haunt the franchise for the next 15 years. Now, am I saying Wizards should refuse every single call? No, but the price has to be insane. I'm talking about a Godfather offer, not extra first-round pick.